Welcome in, TikTok. You have me, Punk Trish. This is PunksTea with HausOfG.
Howdy.
We're taking your dating and life questions. We have a couple things on the docket today. So, like I had mentioned, I did get a couple different comments that I really wasn't expecting in regards to if men find single moms more desirable. That's what I said, desirable. And I had a ton of comments of people saying less desirable, less desirable, less desirable. The key word is I didn't say wanted, I said desirable. And the reason why I said that is because it is true. Single moms are more desirable. That's why the corn categories that are more searched are MILF, are stepmom, are like being dominated kinks, like disciplined. So you're telling me right now that men do not have a kink when it comes to being mothered. I'm not talking about you.
No. So like, so men want. So like when it comes to the corn stuff, right? They want to see that. They want to see the stuff that isn't in their life. Like they want to see something weird. Like I call it like men like the no-nos.
Yes.
Like they like the no-nos. So like whether it's something kinky, some kind of stupid fetish, or like some kind of off-topic thing, like they want to just look at it. That doesn't mean that they want that. I think it's less desirable, and I don't mean that in a bad way. There's just a lot. Like not only do we have to take everything that you guys bring with it, but now it's like it's fucking compounded because now you got a kid and you're even more emotional. Like I don't know. That's a lot for me.
Having a kid makes us more emotional?
Yeah,
How?
for sure.
How?
Yes. You guys are overprotective. You're illogical. You guys
We're illogical?
Yeah, for sure. You guys are like dead ass. Like I've seen it with everyone. And then like I've had these conversations with you guys and like in the Twitch streams and stuff like that. And all you guys say the same stuff. Well, it's our first child. Like this is how we all act. And I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, that didn't make the situation better. You just like reassured me that you guys act extra crazy when it comes to your firstborn, and it's weird.
Okay, so let me ask this question. Let's just say you were back in the dating pool. You're single, you're back in the dating pool. You're older, okay? You're older.
Yeah.
Which means that your dating pool is not as vast as it is if you were younger.
Still in the 20s.
So you're saying that you're
still in the 20s.
You're saying you meet a girl and she has all these qualities that you're looking for. She's caring, she's nurturing, she's a like looks wise, she's a 7 because you said that's what you look for is a 7, but she's a single mom. She has a kid. You're telling me that you're not dating that?
I wouldn't rule it out. I'm just saying if I could have that same person without a kid, I'm going to go for that person.
But you have 100%.
A kid. 100%.
But you have a kid.
Right. I have a kid. So like, again, so you're talking about if I was single right now with my situation, I have a kid, still go after
a single mom. Or not a single mom. You're saying this person who has no kids.
Oh yeah, no kids. Yeah. More desire. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do. Like obviously, if the girl's awesome, I will consider. I dated girls with kids, but man, like I'll tell you, like. Sure, they didn't work out, not because of the kid. One of them did not. Be definitely like she was cool. I liked her, and 100% like how she was with her child. And it's none of my goddamn business. It doesn't. But I knew that is not for me. Like no matter how good she was, how she was with her child did not line up with who I am. And I was like, hell no. I got out of that. So it makes them less desirable. Not that they're not sexy or anything like that. It's just it comes with more baggage and like more stuff that we're going to have to like take care of or like try to win over. When I was dating some of those ladies, I had to think about, you know, if it does work out, I've got to win over the child. And then if I don't win over the child, that's going to be another obstacle that I got to endure. And then if I do win over the child and I have a great relationship with the child and then it doesn't work out with me and her, that's weird too. So like, I just think it's, I'm not going to say not worth it.
You would just rather not try.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the same situation, if I had a good situation,
Yeah.
no children involved or children, I'm gonna go for the no children if there's.
It is funny how women are more willing to date men with children than it is men.
Well, you guys aim for that shit though. Like this is your like literally y'all's life objective. Like
well, I wouldn't
men
say,
aren't like that.
I wouldn't say we aim for it. We're just more accepting of it. Like no, to like when I date somebody, I'm not immediately like, ooh, do they have kids? Do they not have kids? To me, it's like I'm getting to know them, and if they mention I have kids, I'm like, okay, they have kids. Now, am I worried more about the baby mama drama? Am I worried that if they have like issues with the mother of their children? Absolutely. That's something that I'm going to consider as far as the longevity of the relationship, because I don't want to deal with any baby mama drama at all, period.
The first guy you married, your whole aim and objective was to get married, have a family, have kids.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you meant that we're going for single fathers.
But that's what's on your mind. I know I'm not saying you're going after single fathers. I'm just saying you're more likely to accept the situation because this is what you guys are going after. You're looking for these situations. Men ain't fucking looking for that shit. They're not.
I will tell you this though, as far as like someone who's dating, and if somebody has a kid and they're a good father and you could see more of that emotional side of him that comes out because they have a child, is that more attractive to me versus someone who doesn't have a child and is not as emotional? Yes, I would say that's something that it's easier to dissect. Are they in tune with being a good parent? Are they emotional? Are they nurturing? So seeing a single dad with their children does help out with the decision making if you want to pursue the relationship or not.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but I just don't think. I think it's more likely for you guys than for men. I'm not saying men are going to rule it out. I'm just saying if we had our pick of the crop, then we would go the latter, I think.
Again, I didn't say market value. I said desirable. So a lot of the
Less
guys,
desirable.
a lot of the men though that were commenting did say less, but they also said that single moms were like good for one thing, and it's true because single moms, one, we don't have time. So if we don't have time and we only have limited time to do the deed, we're going to make sure we fucking send it. We're going to full send it, make sure it's the best you've ever had. So would I say single moms are more experienced? Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
I think you guys, here's what I think. I think you guys use that as a more of an excuse not to. Oh, I'm so busy. I've been working all day. Oh man, all my time goes to the kid. There's no time. Like, I just feel like you guys use that as more of an excuse to not do that. I'm not saying to all of you.
Sure.
But like when you hear about relationship problems, you hear about it in that equation. You don't hear about it from the man's side saying, oh man, I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I don't want to have sex. Like, no, it's always the woman saying that shit. And when you have children, more of your time's occupied, more likely to use that excuse for sure.
Okay, well, let's dissect it a little bit. So with you, men in work, when men go to work, they feel like they need to perform at a certain level, right? They need to be successful because everything rides on them. They're the provider in their mind. We're the provider and we need to provide for our families. So they go to work and they achieve these goals, whether it's making sure that they're getting, paid, getting promoted, whatever it is. They're working hard at their job. Women look at being a parent and a mother as the same thing. They look at the relationship as the same thing. We got to succeed in this. We got to make sure we're performing top tier. We got to make sure we're mothering the way that we should, all of it. So when you come home, you are probably not as stressed as you were at work because that's where you were performing. Where at home, that's where women are performing. So is it more exhausting to a mom in a house where she feels like she's performing? You're already off your clock. We're not off ours. It's constant. We're constantly going. So when we say things like, I'm tired, we're tired because we're still at work. We're still doing it.
Get it. But don't get married. Don't have kids. If you can't handle, if the relationship comes second to your child, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. If we're going to have reasons to put the person you're supposed to care about on the back burner, or you're going to put him second or last, let's say fucking last, because I would say most men in here probably been married for a long time. They feel like they're last to a lot of shit. So
I would agree.
If you're going to do that, then do not get mad when he leaves you.
I do agree that women should not put their spouse second to their kids. I've already told you that. I agree with that statement completely. Me explaining how when women go to work, or work meaning we're constantly like taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, like it does get very hard for us to like expect that a grown person wouldn't assist us with that.
Right. But that's where you have to clearly define what the roles and responsibilities are in the house, right? So
Correct.
Like if you guys have gender roles to where like the female is taking care of the kid and the house solely, then the man should be working his ass off, providing all the money, the monetary responsibilities, and taking care of the bills. Like there has to be an even cut. The guy working, coming home, and then the wife working, taking care of the house and taking care of the child is not an even cut situation. So that's on them first and foremost. So I don't know. Like
I would agree.
I don't believe in that though. So like it's either got to be don't believe in it. We have shared responsibilities, and I've kind of been that way my whole life. That doesn't mean that if I made enough money, I wouldn't take care of my family. I would love for Jenna not to have to work, but there's going to be her part in that, and there's going to be my part in that. So like, yeah, taking care of the child or doing whatever when I'm working, right?
Yeah.
That would be her responsibility. But I do agree with that. But it has to be equal if both people are working. If both people are working, paying bills and shit, it has to be equal.
No, I agree. It has to be equal. I guess the point that I was trying to make in this is men get to, like, let's just say there's a stay-at-home mom and a man that works, and he's the provider for the home. And he goes to his work, works, let's just say it's an 8 to 5 job. And he clocks out at 5 and comes home. He clocks out of his job, comes home, and is around his family. Women, especially if they're stay-at-home mom, don't clock out. It is their job all day to make sure that they're taking care of the child. I can already see your brain stewing. Making sure they're taking care of the child.
This is crazy.
Crazy?
I love this conversation. Let's make it very clear for everybody in the chat.
Let's hear it.
Being a mom is not hard work. Okay? I'm gonna say that as straight as face as possible. It's not difficult work. Now, can it be stressful? Can it be a long day? Absolutely. But there's nothing labor intensive about being a mom and sitting at home watching TV shows while your little one's playing with toys. That's not hard.
I didn't say it was hard. You
kind of was. You kind of giving you guys an excuse that, hey, we're working constantly. So like, I don't want to take care of these things for the relationship. Like, well, goddamn it. All right. Well, listen, when that man leaves, don't fucking be crying in the corner. That's all I'm saying. If we don't want to take care of the relationship, okay, if we want to put all our efforts and all our ducats into the child, which is the responsibility of both parents. But if you listen, the more focus you put on anything, whether it's your job or personal things in your life, and then you don't put attention to these things are going to fall off. The same thing goes for like relationships. Your husband, like if you don't put time and effort into this, that shit's gonna fall off. Same thing for men and women. Like if men don't put attention into women, treat them right, they're gonna fall the fuck off. So we can't get upset when that stuff happens. That's all I'm saying. So
what I said was that women don't have the ability to turn off, to check out of a job and then to go hold on. I said that's what the difference is. I never said that it was comparable to what a man does at his job, labor intensive. I said we don't have the mental capability of being able to go, all right, I'm off and that's it. Okay. They don't turn it off.
Okay. If I don't have the capabilities to be an astronaut, then I better keep my ass on Earth.
What? Duh.
Okay, so if you guys don't have the capabilities of being a wife and a mother, if that's all you do, and to take care of the relationship, then you don't need to be doing these things.
So a man comes home from work. He comes home, he kicks his shoes off, throws his clothes wherever he throws them, takes a shower, wants a hot dinner, gets a hot dinner, sits down, scratches his balls, watches TV, plays some video games. Good night, kids. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you later. Still sitting on the couch, not doing anything. Woman's in the kitchen, cleaning up the dishes, packaging you up lunch for tomorrow. Make sure to go shower herself because she hasn't had time to do that all day. So you're saying that she is a maid to you also? She makes your life easy also? Is that what you're saying?
Nope. Didn't say that at all.
I can tell you there's many women that feel that way.
How come when you describe it, see, this is what you women do. How come when you describe it, you only describe it in a way that's completely negative in the light of the man and completely positive, like you guys are some kind of fucking saints in this situation? No. Yes, did she not? Did she not, man?
No,
she
that's
described
how you
this
interpreted
situation.
it.
No. She just described this situation as the guy being completely fucking lazy, scratching his ass, fucking playing video games when he gets off work, doesn't help with the child, doesn't help with anything in the house. But the woman is doing everything. She just cooked dinner. She just made lunch for me the next day. She's a fucking angel. She's just doing everything. No, you know what I see in my mind? If I'm paying the bills, right, and I'm working all day, and then I come home, you're still doing all your stuff, fine. But I'm also helping with the child. I'm washing the dinners, or I'm washing the dishes from the dinner you made everybody. Thank you very much. I'm playing with the child. I'm still making time for my family. So then whatever happens after that, if there's time for me and you, then yeah, there needs to be some time for us too.
So everything you just described is exactly the way it should be.
Okay, that's the way it is in my house.
Yes, and I know that's the way it is in your house because you've shared that with me. I know from DMs that I've received, from comments that I've seen in the TikToks that we've posted, that most women feel like they don't get any help at all because the man expects them to do these things because they are the provider. I can tell you this. If I was a stay-at-home mom and I didn't work, I would do all of these things because I would feel like I needed to do my part, and I would want my significant other to be able to relax coming home. What I'm saying is women that are stay-at-home moms don't have the ability to check out of a job. It is a constant job that they're doing all day, every day. Now, if there's men that want to do this job, great. Good for you. That's amazing. What I'm saying is it's different. We can't switch it off because it's constant.
Okay, here's the other piece of that puzzle. Now, if you guys do this a lot too. So let's say that has been the situation from very Jump Street, right? So this was in most situations, this is talked about, right? Before anything jumps off. Most men, hey, so we're going to have a kid. What's going to be the situation? I'm going to work and then you're going to be at home and take care of the child. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Yes, that's my dream. And then when it fucking comes, now we want to fucking complain about it, right? At first, it was the best idea in the world. This is my dream. I always wanted to do this. I've heard that so many times. And then when you guys finally, now reality sits in. This is what it actually is here. You agree to it. Now we have a problem. So that happens too. So yeah. So sometimes I would say the woman is agreeing to this situation, right? And then all of a sudden their fucking eyes are getting open to it and like, oh man, maybe I'm not having as much fun as I possibly thought. So now let's change it all of a sudden. Men, when we write out a fucking contract, this is what we carry out our deal. When we take a job, right, we pay attention to our job description so that the boss can't wander in here and tell me, hey, go help HR over there. They need help with this. Like, no. That's not what I get paid for, okay? This is not what we agreed to. But women, when you guys agree to something, we want to change it later on, right? So like I would say in some of those situations, the guy is probably at fault. There's been bad situations, but I would say we think this is all bells and whistles, and then the man's like, okay, fine. You can have it your way. This is what it's going to be. Cool. I'm all about it. We're not the ones complaining. You guys are. because it's not what you think it is.
I agree with you. I would say that. So I know women that I grew up with that are college educated, have college degrees. My sister has 6 children. She has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a minor in psychology, and she is a stay-at-home mom. I have another friend who I have a ton of friends that have degrees that are stay-at-home moms. And I'm just like, oh my God, like they spent all this money to go to college and are do nothing for their careers whatsoever. I remember when I got pregnant with Carter in 2011, I was having this conversation with my ex-husband where he was like, okay, what are we going to do? Like daycare wise, like all of that stuff. And he had asked me, do you want to stay at home? We can see how we can do with that. And I was kind of fiddling with it. I was like, we'll see, we'll see. And I remember distinctly what changed my mind to just that made me not want to be a stay-at-home mom, aside from other things. I was taking my child to the park. He couldn't play at the park. He was a baby, but I was taking him on a walk in the stroller. And I remember going to the park and there was nothing but moms there, all wearing the same thing. Leggings and a tank top, and they were all talking over their Starbucks with their strollers and some of their kids playing on the playground. And I remember sitting in the car, postpartum depression, watching this going, this is not the life for me. This is not the life that I want. And so I said, I'm going back to work. Like, I'm going to go back to work. Yeah. And I have never, ever regretted that decision. I've worked very hard for my career and I love my career. But also in that same sense, I had a spouse that did not believe that he needed to do anything. So we both worked full time, came home, and I still had to do all of the wifey things. Cook dinner, like put the kid down, nurture the kid. And he did none of those things because he was so tired from work.
And it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
For these reasons. So like at that point when you decided to change the contract before you guys got into it, right? So like, hey, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to take care of my half of the bills. So like, since we're going to this 50-50, it needs to be 50-50. Like that's, I don't like, to me, that's common sense. I'm not saying like your situation. I'm just saying like anything that I do, I'm like, hey, so this is what's about to happen here. You remember when I was talking about how like, if I end up taking 51%, I got to dial it back a little bit. I'm always thinking about that. So like, there's nothing that happens in this house that I'm like, okay, am I going to be taking more of my share than necessary? Then I need to run it by her. Does that make sense? So like, you should have done that with him.
I should have.
Because obviously he wasn't, right? He was going to try to get away with it, but like you should have brought it up with him. And because you didn't, like that communication that we talk about, we circle back to this over and over and over, and this is why relationships don't work. But you got to have that communication. If you're not happy about something, like you got to fucking talk about it. And
so I did bring it up to him, and his response was, "I make more money."
Who your husband makes more money?
He said, I make more money.
Then, okay, if he makes more money, then he needs to pay 75%.
Yeah, well, no, our situation was very weird. Like, I made money, and all of the money, we had a joint checking account that he would transfer money. I mean, well, no, listen, this is gonna drive you insane. So we had a joint checking account that he would transfer the money into to pay bills. So I would tell him how much bills were, he would transfer it over, and I would pay the bills.
Yeah,
but my paycheck would go into his single checking account. And then he would distribute what we could use monthly on bills because we were putting so much into our brokerage account. And then he would give me an allowance.
Why'd you let him do that, though?
I thought he had our best interest at heart, that he was saving. And he did. Like, we were saving. But I trusted him fully that he was going to put our savings to a certain amount. Like, you have to remember, I didn't get married with the intent to get divorced. I got married because I thought this was going to be my partner for the rest of my life. And so when he told me, trust me, I'm going to manage our money and make sure that it's going where it needs to go, I believed him. And so I gave him those things so that he can do it. But I was also working, making really good money, and he got it. That's one of the main reasons why I started my own company, my own side business, is because that was like, he would let me keep that money. And so I would keep that money aside from my regular paycheck.
And I'm not saying anything against her. Like, she was really young when she got married.
I was very young.
That's part of the problem too. Not against her, but that's a problem for everybody. So like, you don't know what you don't know. So like, by doing everything that she did, like putting herself in this non-verbal contract with her husband, she also relinquished all the power to him.
I did.
So like, that is the other reason. So that's going to lead to, I don't feel comfortable saying anything because he's got all his mitts all over everything,
yes.
right? So now it's never 50-50 because he holds all the cards, man. He's the casino, you're coming to see him. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, you got to be careful in that, guys. Like, whatever situation that you find yourself in, man or woman, I believe it has to be 50-50. Now, it doesn't matter if the husband or the boyfriend, fiance, whatever is making all the money, paying all the bills. Now you got to do your part in the relationship, whether that's cleaning up the house or cleaning up, like doing other things to facilitate your value in this business relationship that you guys have. Now, if you're both paying 50-50 on the bills, then there's no reason why he should be holding your money or any bank accounts with your name on it. You guys come together in the middle to pay the bills together, and you share all the responsibilities. Also, the man might take out the trash, but the woman's going to be washing the fucking dishes. You get what I'm saying? So like, you have to do that. And if you don't fucking do that, the person who has the most power usually cares less.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
You got to be careful.
And like I said, like, I was very naive. I was very naive thinking that this person had like my best interest at heart. I really thought that he did. And I mean, did he it's not like he stole or anything. He was putting it, towards our future. He just wanted control over it. But so one of the reasons why we brought up this topic is because I posted that video about our single moms more desirable. Desirable is what I said. And then I got a comment that I could not believe. And it says, if you have to work, it's because you married the wrong man. So then I responded with, incorrect. Women also have career aspirations. To which they said, wait for this, then don't have kids. Would you like to be in daycare where you are unloved? And then I wrote, so now you're saying that if a woman wants a career, she shouldn't have kids. To which he replied, career or your damn kids. You can't have a career, just tie your tubes. Kids shouldn't have to come into this world to be unloved. So basically saying women that have careers don't love their children. What do you say about that, House?
I mean, I guess what he's trying to say maybe is like, if because I have had a lot of people say this and they take that stance right here. So like, here's what they say to me. Like, if you're not at home with your kids, someone else is raising your kids. Like, that's been a popular thing that I've heard over and over and over. And to some degree that can be true, but when they turn 5, they're going to school any fucking ways. It doesn't fucking matter. It's the same fucking deal. Relationships are still built by the parent. They're not going to love the fucking daycare teachers more than the parent. That's just not going to happen. So, like, obviously, I don't agree with them, but I understand kind of what they're trying to say. But it just sounds like they're old-fashioned. They believe in, like, old gender roles. Sure. And not being able to have a career just because you have a kid, that's bollocks. That's fucking ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is the dumbest thing. So do I like the fact that that my son was in daycare, versus being nurtured by me, like me being home with him all day? It does, in the sense to where I did miss a lot of things. Like, I missed like the first word. I missed things like that. It happened at daycare because he was there all day, until I picked him up after work. But my child never has ever felt any like less love from me. I adore my child, and he knows that I adore him. And I have an amazing relationship with him. And I honestly feel like the reason why I am such a good mother to my son is because I am living out my life the way I want to live out my life, working for like very hard for my career. You've heard me share my career aspirations with you also. And that brings me a lot of pride to say that I'm successful. And so I'm teaching my son that women can be successful too, and to be proud of me also. And that is the example that I want to set for him. And I'm okay with that. Here we go.
No, I'm gonna bring up something I heard about this. So I want to go back to, like, I'm not saying anything bad about your ex-husband. Mm-hmm. He was young as well. Like, they were both fucking young.
No, he wasn't. So. He's 7 years older than me. He was not young.
Damn, Trish.
He's 7 years older than me. Yeah.
And you got married when he was 20.
No, you're
you
just such
sick
an ass.
Fucks. You sick fucks.
I was 22 when we met. We got married when I was 24. Well, and he it was 7 years older than me.
Well, yeah, well, I got no other comments then about him. But I don't mean anything bad that I'm saying, but just the relationship wise is what we're talking about. So I heard this comment today, and I never thought about it like this.
Okay.
But I fucking agree. I gotta fucking say. So the comment was, or the question was, are men scared, or why are men? Why are men scared of independent women?
Why?
No, you tell me why. Why are men scared of independent women?
Because they're scared that we're going to be more of a man than they are.
Why? Why though? Like what makes you more because you're independent?
So I think when it comes, let's ask this question. Would you consider me an independent woman?
Sure.
I'm asking you. Would you consider? Yeah. Okay. Am I scary?
No.
I'm not scary, right? But I'm independent. No. I am independent. I pay my own bills. I have my own home. I don't rely on anybody with my schedule whatsoever. If I need help, I hire it. I'm very much an independent person. I don't rely on anybody to make me happy whatsoever. So
you're like a normal adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you work, you pay bills.
Exactly. A normal adult. Yeah. But some men,
how come
look at that as I think men really much like the damsel in distress trying to help somebody out, and I don't need any help. How
come men who do the same stuff just work and pay their own bills like normal adults should? They don't say, "Hey, I'm an independent man."
Because most men associate women with being like they need someone to rely on, that they need someone to take care of them. And so when a woman says, I'm independent, I work, I pay my own bills, a man's like, that's not really like most women are looking for a man to do that for them. So they could be stay-at-home moms.
So men, I don't think men assume that though. I don't assume that I don't look at a woman and assume she doesn't work though. You know what I'm saying? Obviously she survives somehow. She's got to be working.
Are you kidding me? No.
Women made this shit up. Like men don't, I'm not walking around saying, hey, independent man over here paying my fucking bills. I'm working 8 to 5, but as soon as you guys get a job, normal fucking job, working 8 to 5, all of a sudden you're an independent woman. That's just funny to me.
No, we say we're boss bitches. That's what we say.
You're normal.
We're just encouraging
men have been
each
doing
other.
This shit.
We're encouraging each other.
I guess we're boss men then, because we're fucking doing the same shit.
We're just encouraging each other.
We don't need a pat on our back because we're fucking paying our own. But it's just weird. I was like, you know what? That's fucking right. Like, why? Why are we saying this? Like, that's normal shit. So you're a normal adult.
Yeah, that's
you're doing what you should be doing. There's no medal.
Listen.
There's no gold star. Like, there's no like, hey, I'm gonna write a book because I'm an independent woman now. I'm gonna put that on my TikTok bio. Like, that's weird. Like, why do we think that that's a status?
Most men think and most women think that somebody is going to take care of them, that they're going to meet someone. Men think that they're going to have to take care of a woman, and women think when they're younger that they're going to find somebody to take care of. Here, this is what I'm gonna. I'll spill it for you.
Do men do that? Do men assume that when they meet a woman that they're going to have to take care of them? I've never once thought that.
We have a European.
Zay says, hell no.
We have a Europe in the chat.
Shah says, hell
Yes.
no. Nope, not at all, says Wolf.
So listen. That is true. Hello, that totally goes against this whole 666 thing that somebody said in your chat, saying that women expect you to be 6 foot tall, making six figures. Like, yes, like they assume that contradicts what they're saying. What they're saying is that they have to make a certain amount of money because women want that money. They want them to take care of them. I'm basically quoting what they said.
I've never thought that. I'm gonna be honest. If I start dating some woman and then she tells me, hey, so like I don't want to work, I'm because she already came in with the assumption that she's not gonna work. I'm leaving.
But this just contradicts what you said previously. You said that you'll take any woman. And I said, but you'll take a woman without a job. And you said, hell yeah, I'll take a woman without a job. So in turn, taking care of them. Right.
No. But I would though, right? I would if a woman comes into this, no.
Judge.
Judge. No. If I like a girl and let's say she's out of a job, like that's not going to affect whether I'm going to be with them or not. But if her whole existence is to find a man so she can't, I've had that happen before. I've had a woman tell me what her interests are, and she wants to find a man where she doesn't have to work anymore. That's not me. That's not me. Like, we're just now getting to know each other. It wasn't like I pursued this girl and then she's like not working, or she's too young. She's like young and just like in college or something like that, and she doesn't have a job. Like, I don't care what kind of job she's. I don't care what kind of money she makes. Mm-hmm. But if she's out here prowling, looking for a man to leech on to get money, I'm not interested in that. That's a whole different thing.
There are women like that.
That's a whole different thing. So like, I'm not looking for a woman that's trying to like fucking baby or not sugar daddy me. I'm not fucking doing that. No. So like, that's a whole different thing.
This is a good conversation topic. Oh my God, I'm gonna get roasted. So when I go on dates, when I have gone on dates, I don't let them pay for me. I pay for myself. Even I don't. I always go like, I can pay for mine. And they're like, no, I got it. I'm like, no, it's cool. I'll pay for mine. I'll Venmo you, or I could throw my card down. And then I just throw my card down. I pay for mine. And it's not like a status thing that I'm doing as far as like, bitch, you don't have to buy me a meal because I could buy my own meal. No, it's not a status thing. It is I don't know if I like you, and I don't want to feel like I owe you anything.
Trying to show them how independent you are?
Oh my God, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I just said I don't do that. I just said that.
So here's my rule on that. I believe that whoever asks for the date is obligated to pay for it.
So my mom actually taught me that. My mom actually taught me that if you invite somebody out to eat, you are paying.
You're obligated.
Unless you say like, hey, do you want to grab something to eat? I'll pay for me, you pay for you. Unless you like say it out the gate. I just have a very hard time, even friends that I go out to dinner with, I have a very hard time letting other people pay for me. So I always either pay for myself or I fight to the death saying I'll pay for myself. And it's not an independent thing. It is just like, I could feed myself. Like I don't need anybody to pay for me. Now, I don't mean it in an independent way. I just mean it like.
Listen how you're talking. Listen how you're saying it though. Like men don't say that. Hey, you know what? I'm paying for this because I'm going to show you that I can feed myself.
It is not
you
that.
You get what I'm saying? Like you just said that.
No,
we don't
I get it. I get it, but that's not how I intend it to come out. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And I'm just saying I could pay for myself, so let me pay for myself. Fuck, we're in a fucking recession. Like, don't buy me dinner. Like, I could buy my own dinner. Like, it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
He said I can feed myself. No,
listen, I'm not at the dinner being like, boy, get your card away. I can feed myself. I'm not saying that shit. I'm saying like, I got halves. No big deal.
Well, I think if he asks you on the date, he should be paying for it.
Now, if I like you and it's like a second date and I want to, like, I see like a potential relationship, then I'm more like willing to let you court me, pay for me, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, but.
Okay.
I wonder how many people believe that, the ones that are saying like men always should pay, because I don't believe that either.
I don't either.
Like, I like if Jenna, like even now, like we do that now, but like we're both the same way. If Jenna says to me, God, let's go to a Mexican restaurant, For her to say that and assume that I should be paying for that, I think that's presumptuous as fuck. Because I wouldn't do that to her. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be like, man, I really want a steak. Let's go eat at a steak place, please.
Yeah.
And me assuming she's gonna pay for me, I think that's disrespectful. Like, but she's the same way I am. Like, if she says, and I've never had this conversation with her. Like, we've never fucking talked about this. Mm-hmm. If she says, hey, let's go here or let's go eat here, she always tries to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I don't let her. Like, if I'm like mutually, I wanted to do it too, then I actually pay for it. But you know, it's just how it is. So like, I like that.
Let me do another comment as far as you said, what is this whole push on this independent woman thing? So breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? It's the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, sure.
It's not. Like, scientifically, it is not the most important meal of the day. It is propaganda. So back in like 1920s or whatever, a butcher was selling meats and realized that his sales were down on bacon and sausage. And so what did he do? They did a marketing ploy for propaganda to say breakfast is the most important part of the day, most important meal of the day. And so they pushed out and sales skyrocketed. So now, why do you see all of this merchandise or this TikToks or whatever saying boss bitch, independent woman? There's books all over the shelves on how to be more independent and all that. It's propaganda. It's an illusion. It's just an illusion. I know me working and paying bills, I'm doing anything that any other functioning adult would do in America or in the fucking world. I know it is. But saying I'm a boss bitch or I'm independent, it's fucking propaganda.
Well, you guys say it all the time.
And you eat bacon and sausage.
Right. But so I heard that too. Like, that recently came out somewhere and I heard it. But again, I think it just depends on what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So it's not the most important meal in terms of replenishing after a long day of activity, but it's the most important meal of the day. And I'm not talking about bacon. I'm not talking about eggs. I'm talking about your first meal is very important. It doesn't matter when you have it before you do any type of activity. So if I wake up at 11 and my first meal is at 12, that is the most important meal for you because that's going to be your energy moving forward, your protein, your carbohydrates to get your day started. So like for me, to get your metabolism started, it is the most important meal for me.
You just missed the whole point. I'm talking about propaganda.
I know what you're saying. But that goes along. That actually feeds into what you're saying about the boss bitch stuff. Like if anybody says it, if anybody feeds it, it's gonna. Like statistics are that way too. Like you can make statistics reach any point you're trying to make as long as you pull the right number. So like that can be propaganda as well. But my point is about the boss bitch shit. You don't hear men saying I'm a boss man because I pay my bills and I feed myself. Yeah. But for women,
I would for me and what I do in my career, and I, have a small business, and then I do the streaming and I have all of these things that I'm responsible for. Do I think it makes me a boss bitch? Like realistically, no. I just think it makes me like an American person that wants to live whatever version of the American dream that I want for myself. It makes me like any other person, but they push this like filter out, basically saying, but no, you're a boss bitch. I remember using hashtags saying boss bitch whenever I would like share something, and I would get clicks and I would get likes on it because people were searching in it. Propaganda.
I mean, I think it's silly. I think it's really silly. But like that comes with all that like that talk about fucking equality, the feminists and all that stuff. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about?
So when it comes to feminism and equality, don't cancel me. I think about it like this. We've already discussed it where like women can do the jobs that men do, but women don't want to do the jobs that men do because they're, let's just say
shit
it,
jobs.
They're shit fucking jobs.
Shit jobs.
I think what women are more saying when they're pushing that, or I would hope they're saying, is they just want to be able to do the same job that you're doing if they choose to do it at the same pay.
Go do it.
Yeah, but they're saying at the same pay. That's what they're saying.
I mean, if a bricklayer or construction worker is making minimum wage, I don't think they can make less than that. Go do it.
So
we're not stopping you. You know what else I heard the other day, Trish? I heard this, and I thought this was interesting. What rights do women have that men do not?
What rights do women have that men do not?
In the United States of America.
Well, you mean in 2023?
Sure.
We all have the same rights.
So what are feminists fighting for?
Well, let's just take, for instance, trying to take away the right for women to have an abortion. Do you think that men in Congress have any right whatsoever to say what I can do with my body? Absolutely not.
Well, it just depends on where you stand on that. So like those people that are saying anti-abortion and all that stuff, they would say, well, men aren't allowed to kill anybody either.
They're saying that, correct? But do
That's
men?
what they would say.
But okay, there are plenty of instances like where we can like scenarios that I could say that a man would have no right to. For instance, if a woman was against her will and got pregnant, she has a right to decide if she wants to pursue that pregnancy or not. Like there are situations that
I think so.
That I think a woman should decide. It should not be, having abortion should not be used as birth control. I totally agree with that. It should not be a birth control method. I still do not believe that men have any right to say what a woman does with her body, period.
Right.
No matter what your religion or your viewpoints are, it's different. Just like I wouldn't tell a man, you have to be circumcised. You have to. Sorry, there's too many diseases that are spreading around. You have to be circumcised. I don't care. There's diseases. No, I would never tell a man that. For religious or whatever purposes, it is your right to decide as a man what you want to do with your body. Just like for me as a woman, it is my decision to do what I want to do with my body.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's a debate right now. And I don't have the answer for it. I don't think anybody does.
But you asked me a right, and that is a right.
Well, you said rights. I mean, you said rights. So like that right there, the right to not kill is what they are protecting. Okay, I'm not talking about me. Mm-hmm. So you said that right is being taken away from you. Well, that was taken away from man too. We're not allowed to kill anybody either. According to them, I'm just saying. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but you can go into the whole science of like having an abortion of a certain age, like.
Sure, but if you don't have on a lab coat, you can't have that conversation.
If I don't have a lab coat?
That's correct. If you're not a scientist, if you're not a doctor, a biologist.
This is gonna I'm gonna tell you right now. This is gonna open up a whole can of worms, and I'm not.
No, you said that if you want to get into the biology of it, sure you can, but I'm not gonna listen unless you're wearing a lab coat.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see.
You get what I'm saying?
No, and
because what people talk about when it comes to biology, whether it's a fetus or not a fetus, if you're not an expert at that, I'm not listening to you.
Okay. And I will grant you that. You had said, is there a right that a woman doesn't have that a man doesn't have? And right now in 2023, there are votes being made against what a woman can do with her body, regardless of the reasoning. That shouldn't even be up for discussion. If you're saying kill and kill, if that's your point that you're saying?
That's what they're talking about, yeah.
Then just like any other thing, there are other things in kill or kill that people would consider taboo, whether it's cheating, whether it's stealing, any of those things. So right. I'm going to have to, if you believe in a higher power or whatever it is, answer for what I choose to do with my body. I'm just saying more as a female stance, no man should ever tell me what I can do with my body because I'm going to have to, deal with the consequences either way.
Sure. I'm just saying there's no right that you guys have that we do not have, or vice versa. So I'm just wondering what we're fighting for. Talking about jobs, you guys have the same right, same opportunity at the same jobs, but you're not working them. So it's like, what are feminists fighting for is what my point is.
Yeah,
nothing. No. We're just like creating drama for no reason. Just saying things that make no sense, like I'm an independent woman. Okay. Like you pay bills, cool. So do men, and men aren't saying I'm an independent man. It's just funny.
Propaganda, like I said. But you said there was something else that you wanted to say on top of that. What was that other thing that you were going to say?
I can't fucking remember now.
Okay. Hold on.
We get to going.
So I know we do this. We go into a spiral. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and then the mods will send them over and we can answer them for you. So another thing happened in another video that we had posted, talking about if your significant other or someone you're dating, not even in a relationship, we're talking about dating, should post, like, if you would feel okay with them posting you on social media or not posting you on social media. And oh my God, I got like 50 to 100 comments from one person saying that if you didn't post your significant other on social media, it is because you wanted to cheat. You were going to cheat. What do you think about that?
I think there's, I'm not saying like actively they're like, oh, I'm going to cheat on this person, so that's why I'm not posting them. But they're definitely leaving the door open for some kind of opportunity to pass through it. Because at the end of the day, if you have, what are you protecting? If you don't want to post them, I'm not saying you have to, but what is it that you're trying to protect? Like the only reason why I would not post my significant other on my social media is to either portray that I'm single so that I'm more desirable to other women, which even if I'm not going to cheat, that's still wrong. And it's still disrespectful in a relationship, in my opinion. So doesn't mean they're going to cheat, but they're definitely not trying to let people know that they're either occupied, because a single person on social media is way more desirable, way more enticing to follow or to like creep into their comments or DMs than someone that's not. Like,
sure,
it is. So like, that's the only reason that they would be doing that or protecting that. There's no other reason.
Like for me, for instance, I think one of the reasons why I wouldn't post is because I would want to just keep something private. Because so much of my life is on social media because of the content that we post, that I would want to keep something more to myself. Now, if they ask me like, hey, why aren't you posting me on social media? Then I would have a conversation. Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I would never say no. But I wouldn't lead with posting them on social media.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're open to do it means you're not doing it for malice reasons.
Correct. And like we've said before, like, you cannot predict if somebody's going to cheat on you. If they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. It doesn't matter if they post you on social media or not. I had tons of comments from women that said that their spouse posted them constantly on social media talking about, this is my beautiful wife and I love them, and he was cheating and had a whole other family. So there is no like secret sauce that if they're doing this and this and this, that means they're never going to cheat on you. If they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat.
For sure.
You have a question you want to read?
I'm trying to see if I do or not.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I do have a question. The question that came in was, I have a question. I met a guy on a dating app back in April. We talked for months, but every day we talked, he would always stop midday and I wouldn't hear from him till the next morning. I was trying to be understanding because he has a daughter. He claimed from the beginning he didn't have social media and didn't know anything about TikTok. Last month, I found out he lied about his first name, and how I found out was through his TikTok. I accidentally linked my contacts to TikTok, and that's how I found out. He follows over 1,000 females doing nasty shit. I told him I want nothing to do with him. He says he never lied, that I'm overreacting, and he wants to be with me. I feel like I should know the answer, but he lied about these two things. Clearly, he will lie about other stuff, right?
Yes, 100% he will lie. And he's going to give you that whole excuse about, this is a little thing, this is harmless, don't worry about that. I would never do this to you. Listen, if you can't trust them to do the small things, you for sure can't trust them to do the big shit. So get the fuck out of there. I'm glad she found out. I hope she fucking dumps him, kicks him, and moves the fuck on.
Like, what is the point of him lying about it though? You're obviously caught, right? Like, you're caught. She found your TikTok. She sees that you're following a ton of women. Why wouldn't you just go, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I lied. I'm sorry that I lied about it. Like, what's the point of lying?
Because he knows it looks sleazy, right? Like he's got this TikTok. I mean, it looks sleazy. It makes him look bad. I get it. He's trying to preserve his self-image, but he's doing it for malintention. So for instance, like people who do stuff like that, they're throwing a fishing line out. You know how like they set up these fishing poles and they're not really fishing on the pole, but it's sitting there and it got a bell tied to it. Something might pop off there one day.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave my fishing lure in that pond. I'm going to walk over here and actively fish in this pond over here.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to this girl. But there might be something enticing that catches on this line. So I'm just going to leave it out there. So, like, the whole point of keeping it hidden is because what if? Just like playing the lottery. No one plays the lottery thinking they're actually going to win. But somebody does.
True.
So that's what guys are doing. They're fucking playing the lottery over there. And they don't want to be caught because it's fucking sleazy looking. It's scumbaggish, man. So, like, these are all, like, the people that, man, if something ever popped off, they in a fucking two shakes of a lamb's tail, they'd be fucking on it. Trust me.
So we have a couple questions in chat. So one of the questions that I have is, and we've answered this before. I have a question. How do you guys feel about your significant other having friends of the opposite gender? We've answered this question several times, but we know these questions are going to get asked multiple times. So basically what we have summarized in that whole aspect is at one point or another, somebody of the opposite sex desired one another. Agreed? Is that what we're saying? And so if the other person that was being desired let their guard down and let that person pursue them, they would go for it because they had a sexual attraction to them. I don't believe that people don't meet off of attraction. I do believe that they meet off of some sort of attraction. So it just depends on integrity of your significant other. If they're going to be loyal to you and be open with you. If somebody like for me, for instance, I shared that I do get DMs from men. I just show the guy I'm dating, like, I got these messages, and it's not because I'm like being malicious or anything. I'm just trying to be completely transparent and to reassure them that nothing else is going on. So I just think that would be important for you, is if they have friends of the opposite sex, they shouldn't be secretive about it. And then they should share, like, if something does come up that is inappropriate, they share that with you. Yeah? No?
No.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
You're right on everything right there. No, that was good. So, like, then I just, okay, because so you get all these DMs for these guys, right?
Oh God.
And then so you've said that you've gotten pictures of trouser snakes before, that unsolicited trouser snakes. True or false? You guys talk about it that you don't like them, but deep down inside you like receiving some of them.
The trouser snakes?
Yes.
No.
Every now and then you're like, oh, that's actually a nice trouser snake.
Never, ever, ever, ever have I got.
Your eyes were closed when she said that. Did y'all see that?
I have. What do you want me to do? Never have I ever received an unsolicited pic and said, oh my God. Oh my, no. Never happened. Every time I receive it, I go, gross.
When you started to say that, your eyes were closed. And then, so when your eyes are closed or when you're looking up to the left, you're trying to activate the cerebral cortex that activates the REM dream sleep. This is the dream side of your brain. I just caught you lying.
That is the biggest.
She likes trouser snakes.
That is the
this one right here loves them, guys.
I do love them. Not unsolicited, though. Not unsolicited. Not unsolicited.
Oh my God, bro.
You wildin' today.
There can't be. How many trouser snakes have you received in DMs?
So Chava just says, have you asked for one, Punk? Of course. The guy.
Then she likes them.
Of course. I have asked for them.
Okay, do you notice how her eyes were solidly open when she answered that question? God. She's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. She lied, however, on the other ones.
Okay, whatever. What did you say? How many did I get?
Got her.
No,
yeah.
you didn't get me in shit, motherfucker.
Got her.
What did you say? How many?
How many trouser snakes have you gotten?
Oh my God. When I was first on dating apps, I would be in the middle of a conversation and then boom, and I'd go, what the fuck? Like, I was literally telling you about my day and it's like penis.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing that you guys got to understand.
Okay.
For some of y'all, probably disgusting.
Yeah.
Maybe you disliked it, but most likely you loved it. But anyways, here's the thing. It obviously works. You know why I know that? Is because they're sending them. If they didn't work, they wouldn't be sending them. You get what I'm saying?
It's literally
No.
a fishing lure, and they're trying to see what bites they can get.
Watch you fucking.
That's what they're doing. I ain't biting on shit, motherfucker.
Hey, somebody make a meme of a little baby bird going after a worm.
Yeah, his face. Somebody clip that shit right now and put his face on it.
That's you guys. But all seriousness, it works because that's why they send them. It works. I don't do that. I'm being honest.
Okay.
I have not. So I can't say from experience. But like I look at what people do and I'm like, well, why the fuck would they do that? It's like when I'm streaming and people drop in their cash apps into the stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, does that fucking work? And they'd be like, yeah, it does. Because that's why they're doing it. Otherwise,
Fishing
they
lure.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it
Correct.
if it didn't work. So these guys who are sending you these schlong pics, I mean, it works to somebody.
Not on me.
It's working on somebody. Well,
Not on me.
I bet there's Carrie. I bet it works on Carrie.
Carrie, you're going to let him call you out like that? No shot.
Nessie, I know it works on Nessie. She's got big lips as emojis. Hey, I know it works on Nessie.
Do you remember that guy that commented
kidding.
on the video where we were talking about how you like BJ's after church, and he was like, I've personally never been a fan of BJ's. Do you remember that comment that was in there?
Who said that?
There was
No,
a
I
guy
didn't
who
see it.
commented and said, I've personally never really liked BJ's, and then you commented, you a lie, and he goes, and he commented back, and he was like, nah, too much teeth.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah,
I do
it's like,
remember
what
that
the
one.
fuck? Yeah, bruh lies.
I've been there though. Yeah, I have been there though. Like
With the too much teeth?
Yeah, like it left an abrasion on the bottom of the shaft. Like I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, that's odd. That's odd.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I mean, I was like, yeah. But
let me ask you a question here. And I don't know if I've asked you this question before. So a girl's giving you a blowjob, okay? Does she look up at you? Like, is she looking up at you while she's doing it? Like, where do the eyes go?
I mean, there's been a couple that do that shit.
Like, do we stay
There's been a couple.
focused on the job, or are we looking up? Like, what are we doing here?
I think most of you guys close your eyes.
So they're just like Stevie wondering it? Is that what you're saying
I'm pretty
here?
sure most of you guys close your eyes. Yeah, most of y'all. I mean, you
I
got
don't close
females
my
in the
eyes.
chat. You got females in the chat. Answer the question, females. What are you doing? You looking at the guy? That could be kind of awkward.
No, I would say
Is he
I'm
looking
focused.
back at you?
I'm focused on I'm focused on the task, but there are times where I like glance up. I literally just did the maneuver with my hands. I'm so glad that nobody can see under this bar.
What are you looking up for though? Like, what are you getting validation?
So I'm verifying. Well, maybe I'm verifying that they're enjoying it. So I'm looking at like is their head leaned back? Or are they like in bliss? Because that's the fucking goal.
Queen says eyes closed. Queen says eyes closed.
I'm
Depends
not
on the
Stevie.
situation,
I'm
says
sorry.
Carrie.
I'm not Stevie wondering it with the fucking microphone. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Okay, I'm looking up at you a little bit, but I'm focusing on the task.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really. I think that'd be like, I don't know. I can't even remember what I did in the moment. It's kind of because like even direct eye contact that'd probably make me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Direct eye contact, like you know how when you accidentally look somebody in the eyes, you're like, oh shit,
Dude.
and then look off,
Dude, and then you do the little.
just in public, yeah, in public. You know what I started doing? Like if I'm walking by somebody and then we accidentally make eye contact, I just fucking stare it out.
What?
I just stare it out now, yeah. Usually it ends with like one of those.
How is it?
It usually ends with one of those.
Like if somebody's making eye contact with me, I always do it's not me. And then I look back, I'm like, oh, it is me. And then I look again and I'm like, oh, this is awkward.
Well,
like,
that's really awkward. Yeah. Then you're making them know that you feel uncomfortable. So like I started being like, okay, when someone acts like when it startles them, they look away. I'm like, man, that's a bitch move. So I stopped doing that shit. So I'm just like,
no, I literally go in wherever I'm at, like looking down because I don't want to make eye contact.
See, I feel like as a man, if you're looking down at the ground, you're
I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling wherever
like
I go.
If I see a man walking down and like looking at his shoes, when I just feel like he's not confident, and if shit went down right now, I wouldn't be getting behind him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think like obviously when you look at somebody, you're looking at somebody who's hunched over, you're looking at somebody who sits up tall, you know what I mean? Or walks tall.
Right.
I'm a little hunchy. I don't know why. I think I'm just used to it. I have all my stress on my shoulders. So like when I'm working, like I work like this, like everything is, I'm like a turtle. But yeah. So did you get any other questions?
No, I don't have any questions, but like, so like on first impressions, like when a guy is trying to talk to somebody, let's say it's brand new or like you're meeting for the first time.
Okay. For
him to get in that door, because like we'll have some people, like I've had some questions about like how do you get out of friend zone, how do you like approach a girl and stuff like that. And I know we're gonna save a segment for it, but like what does the guy have to nail for you ladies? Like for me to get an opportunity, or not just anybody, any guy, what do they have to nail, regardless of what they look like, regardless if they're tall or short? What do they got to nail right off the bat? Get that right just to even get a consideration.
Oh my gosh.
If they were to walk up to you in the bar or at a restaurant or anything like that, what is it that they have to do? Not what do they have to say specifically, but what do they have to nail to like even get a you know what I'm saying? Like in your mind's like, oh, I'm gonna hear this guy out for a second.
I will say, like for me, for instance, I will say there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. And so when I feel like I'm speaking to somebody who thinks that it's a privilege for me to talk to them versus wanting just to talk to me, there's a difference. So there have been men that have like come up to me and hit on me and were like, you should want to be with me, is like the vibe that I got from them because they were very arrogant, versus somebody who just came to me and was confident and was just getting to know me and making small talk and made me want more. It made me want to learn more about them. I was intrigued by them versus somebody who is just like arrogant. That would be probably my thing. I can't speak for all women. Some women might classify it off of just the way that they look. They might have a guy come to them and immediately go, nope, you're not my type.
So here's the kicker. So that's the key. But how does he get to the door though? So like that's the key to it.
Yeah.
So like how does he deliver that for you to interpret that in that situation? He doesn't know you. It's a public space. How does he get there?
See, this is really hard for me to answer because I'm a very aggressive. So when I like somebody, I just do it. I don't wait for the man to do it. I do it. So like if I want to make out, if I want to sleep with you, if I want to go on a date with you, I'm not waiting for you to tell me that. I'm there. I'm letting you know I'm fucking into you. I'm not saying it like that where I'm scaring you. I'm just letting it known like let's make out. I'm using my sense of humor with it. But I don't wait for a man to do that for me if I'm interested. So vice versa. If let's just say a man was pursuing me, I would appreciate aggressiveness and assertiveness. Like, I like you. I want to take you on a date. Let's go on a date.
So just like saying, hey, I like you. Yeah. So you're at a bar. Is that, hey, I like you. I think you look cute.
Yeah. Or
that's all he has to say.
No. I don't need to hear that I'm cute. If a man compliments something about me that he's learned in our small interaction, you're funny. Let's go on a date. I would really like that. That would get me to say yes. But if they go, you're so fucking hot, let's go on a date. Gross. Because I want them to compliment my fucking mind. I want them to compliment a trait about me. To me, if someone's going, "Oh, you're fucking hot, let's go on a date," I'm immediately thinking, "Oh, no, they just want to fuck." That's it.
So if he says you're beautiful,
Different.
oh my God. Oh, I knew she was gonna fucking say that.
And
That's
I
why
knew you were
fucking
gonna
said
ask
it.
it. I knew
she
you
was
were
gonna
gonna
say
ask
that
it.
shit.
I knew you were gonna
Jesus
ask
Christ.
it.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not. Listen to what you just said. Listen to how I just said it. You're fucking hot. Let's go on a date. You're really beautiful. I'd like to take you out to dinner.
Same
Hello?
thing.
Hello?
It's the same thing. He's complimenting your looks.
Delivery. But
He's
I would prefer someone to compliment a personality trait of mine over anything else.
what's this mean? No pues. P-U-E-S. What's that?
What?
No pues?
I have no idea what that is.
P-U-S? P-U-E-S? Is that Spanish?
No pues?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, I don't know. I'm Spanglish. I just had somebody say, guys want to know, you girls prefer mouth or penetration?
What do you mean?
They want to know.
Blowjobs or sex?
No, if we prefer them going, you know, to Chow Town or to Pound Town is what they're asking.
I guess you guys answer it. What do you guys like?
I don't know. It's really in the moment. I would say both. I would say I like both. It's DiGiorno is the next comment that I got. Fantastic.
Both. They're saying both in this chat.
Oh, no pues is like saying like, oh, well, is what they just said. But yeah, I think we should do a better segment on the how to get out of the friend zone or how to avoid going into the friend zone. That should be our next one for sure.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be very valuable for some people to find out how to, I guess, talk to the opposite sex or just to approach them in a way that like makes you considerable.
Yeah.
Not desirable, because you're not going to win them all. But like the goal should always be, how do I get her to talk to me?
Correct. Yes.
That's it. That's what the goal should be every time. And like a lot of guys miss because that's not the goal, right? It's like, oh man, I really like her. Like it makes me so nervous. I want her to like me back. So like his whole goal is to get her to like me. That should not be the goal. You need to get her to talk to you.
Yeah. And like listen to them. I would just same thing for women too. Like when you're interacting with somebody, so many people base your interaction on how you physically are attracted to them. I'm physically attracted to this other human being. I want them. I desire them, whatever. There's like, if you really are attracted to this other person, get to know their personality, like things that they like, and start conversations with the things that they like, and then tell them what you like. Like start those conversations where they bounce off of each other. I can't tell you how many times I've been in conversations where they were just dry because they didn't know what to ask or how to get the conversation to last longer. And all I'm thinking is, I want out of here. This is so fucking boring.
Mm-hmm.
You never been that? Have you ever had a conversation like that with a woman where it's just,
of course,
you're bored out of your mind?
Those just don't work out. But again, it wasn't because they approached me though. Like I put myself in that situation, and I just didn't call them back after that. I've actually been on a date before too, like off of it was either Hinge or Bumble, and it was mutually not desired. By the end of the day, we say, you know what? I think both of us are good. Yeah, we are. It was. I thought that was kind of cool.
I remember one time being on, I think it was, God, this was so long ago, like 3 years ago. I remember being on Bumble, and I matched with this kid, and he was nice looking, and he was into video games too, and he was like venting to me about how he had just gotten out of a relationship and how he was really broken up about it, and how they were engaged and the wedding got called off, and how he was just trying to find the right person. And I just remember, like, I felt like it was very much like, ooh, like poor me. And I felt bad for the guy, but I felt like he wasn't fully healed from that relationship. So like I took it on myself and was like, wish you the best of luck. I'm just not looking for anything serious is what I said. Well, like, I don't know. And I had like ended like my subscriptions to these dating apps. And so like 6 months later, I went back on the dating apps, and he was in the dating app, and he messaged me, and he goes, I thought you weren't looking for anything serious. I knew you were lying to me. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God, dude, work on yourself. Work on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big turn off.
Yeah, it's a very big turn off. Don't go into like conversations with somebody sharing like all these traumatic things that have happened to you. That's the best advice I can give you, because all that's going to do is make you look like a victim. And that is women and men. All that shit comes later. Don't go into first conversations talking about all the bad things that have happened to you. Don't fucking do that. But that's all I got today for you, folks.
It's a good one.
Yeah, this was a good one. So we'll mull it over to see what our next episode is going to be like. House will have this uploaded tomorrow on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I will have everything on Spotify.
Yep. And send us questions if you guys got any about anything. I mean, we'll fucking bring it up and talk about it. So
anything, like literally any advice that you guys need on life, on dating, in marriage, being a parent, we're both parents, whatever question you got, send over those DMs and we will discuss it together and talk about it live.
All righty.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.